One of the main takeaways I'd like to really emphasize from the presentation I gave this morning is the need to really let go of control. Empowering local communities, local partners with appropriate robotics technologies, and then stepping back and letting them apply this technology based on the priorities and the challenges that they face, rather than trying to micromanage, which can be a bit of a challenge for many organizations. But with our group, that's really core to our philosophy, is really identifying what our local partners say they need rather than telling them what they need, transferring the technology and the professional training, and then letting go. So I would hope that was one of the main messages that folks took away from my talk this morning. Beyond, actually, most of the challenges are having to do with non-technology issues whatsoever. I think we don't tend to be the most innovative industry on the planet. We don't tend to be the first adopters of new technologies and so on. And that has nothing to do with the technology. I think that has to do with organizational dynamics, path dependency, and so on. So I think we still have a long way to go to really know how to use these technologies appropriately and when to use them. But that, again, has little to do with the technology. It's about the organizations themselves. Regulations is one of the biggest barriers. So government or national regulations that inform how these technologies can and cannot be used. Unfortunately, a lot of these regulations are not thinking about the humanitarian applications. They're thinking about, oh, people want to come to our country to shoot Hollywood videos, or they want to come to our country and just be tourists and take nice pictures for their Facebook pages, or they want to make money off, certain projects. They are not realizing that we can also use these technologies to improve livelihoods, to save lives, and to really play an instrumental role in humanitarian efforts. So there's a lot of learning that a lot of these ministries and bureaucracies in these countries have to do, and this is one of the main things that we're doing, is letting them know how these technologies are already being used in other countries for the better good. And so we want to not get a free pass, but we want them to recognize that we're professionals and we know how to use these technologies safely, ethically, and effectively. But regulations, this is not new. With any new technology that happens, the technology becomes very innovative, regulation is behind, and then the regulators wake up, they freak out, and they try and regulate, and sometimes they over-regulate. So that's a huge, huge barrier. I've really enjoyed this first day at the summit. I think the organizers have done a really good job in curating the different groups and speakers who are represented here, which is really helpful that we're not at the time, but folks who tease different experiences. And what big plus that I really enjoy is the technology fair that you have here outside as well. You can talk directly to the companies, and that kind of conversation needs to happen more and more, because for the most part we see that on the humanitarian development side, we're not really up to speed on the latest technologies that are coming out. And at the same time, our technology company partners are not disaster response professionals. And so they need to learn from us at the same time. And the only way that's going to happen is through venues like these, where you help facilitate that conversation between different industries, private sector, as well as the humanitarian industry. So that's been a big highlight for me.